Hey, everybody, and welcome to True Crime Paranormal with the Psychic Sisters. This is Katie Weaver, and I'm here with my co anchor and partner in crime, Christy Brower. Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going really well. I just have to say that it is really going great. I'm so
Awesome.
lucky. Rhonda made homemade keto pizza for dinner.
Nice.
It was so good, and she's so good at it. There's that keto fathead dough
Yeah.
that can be a real bear to work with. I've not had
Mhm.
great experiences with it. She can get it like that thin and cook it
Nice.
on our pizza stone, and it's just like regular, like a crisp pizza crust. It's so good.
Mhm.
So I just have to sing her praises because it's awesome.
She's the dough whisperer, without a
She
doubt.
totally is. I'm so impressed. I just don't have the patience for it to get it that thin. And to make it round to go on our pizza stone. Also, not a skill
Mhm.
I have. So yeah,
Very cool.
I'm doing
Well,
really good. I'm
nice.
so busy. Been so busy with readings. So many
Yes.
freaking readings. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I hear you there. It's been one of those weeks or last few days where whatever you think you're gonna get done, you're probably not because
Mm-mm.
there's a lot of people needing help. Yeah.
Right. It's really a time. Like I've been
Yeah.
hearing from people I hadn't heard from in a long time, as well
Mhm.
as lots of new people. Yeah, I've been working a lot, which I love and I'm
Yeah.
grateful for. But
Yeah,
yeah, it's a little more than what I
me too.
usually do. So
That's just where we are apparently.
it is. I
Well, I'm
think we're just in one of those times. How are you doing?
I'm good. I've been cutting vinyl this afternoon.
Ooh.
So softball season is starting. Our senior is
y-
our senior, I was gonna say our
Yeah.
senior's a senior this year. She is in fact a senior.
Yeah, she is in fact a senior.
Softball's starting. Yeah, we had the parents meeting tonight.
Oh my
And
goodness.
games start on Thursday, weather holding. So
Yeah.
I cut a few pieces. I made 2 new, softball mom, I'm that lame ass mom kinda T-shirts for me. They don't say softball mom, they just say other softball things, but,
Yeah.
I gotta have them. And
You
then
do.
I made myself a new, not hoodie, but, like, zip up what do you call
Hmm.
that? Like a parka,
Parker.
with a yeah, with a soft Madison softball, logo on the back, and then I cut,
Nice.
window stickers for all of the girls and parents that want them for their cars that say
Oh,
Madison
good
softball, so
idea.
yeah, so everything's cut, now I'm just gonna have to weed my little
Did
fingers off.
you did you make yourself a new, snowsuit too?
I should've.
Because you guys I don't know why softball
Yeah,
starts in March here, but
mhm,
it is effing cold.
mhm. It will be cold.
I'm
I've got
so
all my
excited to
hand
go, but at
warmers
the same time, I'm like, "Oh god,
charging.
it's so cold." Yeah,
I know. Yeah. I've got all my hand warmers
there
charging,
you go.
and
Electric hand
I'm
warmers, if you don't all know what
actually
that is, they are the best.
yep, mhm, and I bought foot warmers this year that go in your shoes.
Good
I don't know, I
idea.
haven't tried them yet, but I thought that might help a lot.
I have the disposable kind, and they're wonderful.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll
You
stay warm.
yeah.
Yeah. But I had a case,
Hardcore.
yeah, definitely hardcore. I have a
Mhm.
case to present tonight or today that this is our MMIW case for the week. This is our missing and murdered Indigenous woman case. And this is a case that quite a few of you guys have requested that we take a look at. I suspect this will be an opening for this case and that being more later. I know we will. So, this is our introductory report on this case. This is the case of Mildred Old Crow. Now, I'm going to say this there is a lot of information that is unknown on this case so far. We
Mhm.
are not going to do a reading on this case. We feel like that is
Mhm.
would be very poor timing and in poor taste. We're not going to do that. We're
We
just
don't
going to
read
bring you
active cases. We just
no,
don't. It's not right.
no, and especially this one is brand new. So we're going to bring you the facts as we know them. But I'm going to say this: if you are a member of Mildred's family or her tribe and you have info that we because I'm bringing to you the best of my knowledge. I have done a ton of research and reading online. I've been in every Facebook group that's dedicated to Mildred. I've read all of the comments. I've taken it as far as I can. without directly contacting family, which is something that I am reticent to do because they're going through an amazing amount of grief right now. So,
Right.
if there is something that needs to be corrected, please reach out to us. We want to know. We wanna make sure that we get it right, and we wanna make sure that we put a real spotlight on her case because
Mhm.
because this is now going to start winding its way through the courts, and hopefully actual real justice is done. So I'm putting that out there now. If you have information you wanna share with us, or if we get something wrong tonight, please let us know. We will correct it. We
Mm,
want to know. So I'm gonna give it to
definitely.
you to the
Yeah.
very best of my knowledge. All right. So this beautiful angel, her name is
Oh,
Mildred Old Crow. Her family called her Millie. So we're gonna call her Millie too, because Mildred
mhm.
seems like a big name
For a
for
little
this
girl, yeah.
little doll. Yep.
She is
Yeah.
so precious, my god.
Yes. The one picture is one that her family has used in Facebook and whatnot that somebody's added angel wings to.
Aw.
So she was born in 2012. And in 2017, the Crow Reservation Tribal Council turned her over to her aunt and her aunt's wife. They gave them custody of her. That
Okay.
in itself is a very interesting question because it seemed as though people were assuming that this was a like social services type act, but actually, family members that had commented said it wasn't, that mom had let them take her for a time.
So mom
And
had
so I'm not
agreed
100.
probably
Mom had
to
agreed.
some kind
Yeah.
of limited guardianship, probably. You
Yes.
can do that.
Mhm.
You can do that in the US by just writing it on a piece of paper.
Yes. Yeah. So this had
So
apparently gone through the tribal council, but at
mhm,
any rate, that's so they have had her since, 2017.
okay,
That was in March of 2017. So the aunt's name is Rosine Lincoln Old Crow, and her wife's name is Tierza Dust.
probably
It looks
Tirza.
like they are all Crow.
Probably Tirza.
Tierza. It
Mhm,
looks like they are all Crow, Indians or Native
okay.
Americans. So it seems as though there was a pretty good amount of time that the family didn't see Mildred at all, and they would occasionally see either of the other 2, but they wouldn't see Mildred.
The other
And in
2.
fact well, the women, the
Oh, the
moms,
aunts, okay.
yeah, the aunts would, they would see them around, but they wouldn't see Mildred, and, some family members say that they have not seen Mildred since 2018.
Oh,
Uh, but there was a family funeral in early 2019 that they did verify that they did bring Millie to at that point. So
okay.
that was in March or April of 2019.
Okay.
That was the last time that her grandmother saw her and other relatives. And
Mm,
obviously there's some real family issues here that these people weren't seeing each other.
yeah,
But the family has gotten more and more and more concerned. And again, I feel like there's more going on here that we than we know because, this is just hitting the courts. And so the
right,
family's not talking when they shouldn't be,
right,
because there's stuff here that should come out in court, not to come out in the press. But
right.
at any rate, so they don't really see her. They have not seen her for a year and a half. And finally, at Thanksgiving time in 2020, they managed to get the authorities to finally take them seriously, that
Mhm,
this child is nowhere. No one has seen her.
yeah,
And so they finally get uh, a welfare check. They finally get them to take her seriously and take a look. And these aunts, so Tirza and Rosine, are ordered by the tribal council to produce the child, basically.
mhm.
This has such Valo vibes, it's wild.
It does, that's
So
what was freaking me out, like, "Oh
mm,
boy, we've been here before."
yeah, so they're ordered to, bring her. So on December 6th, non-custodial family members file a formal petition with the tribal court requesting a hearing. So in the petition, they say they have not seen the child since March 2019, and they claim that Dust and Lincoln Old Crow have breached their fiduciary duty to the child.
Mhm.
So Dust and Lincoln Old Crow don't show up. They don't produce the child like they've been ordered to do. They don't
Ugh,
provide any proof of life to the court. They do nothing.
damn.
So the tribal court at that point charges them with child endangerment, and they issue fugitive from justice warrants for both of them.
Oh, boy.
Now, here's what's really, really disturbing. Dust has a previous child endangerment conviction.
Oh, yikes.
How she was allowed to be anywhere near this child?
Well, I'll tell you how. Because this was a voluntary placement, so this didn't go through social services, and so they were not vetted. So
Okay.
when family guardianship kind of stuff happens where mom says, I can't take care of my child, I've got some family members who will take them, and they just sign a paper saying you can make decisions for my kid for the next 6 months or whatever. No one's
Mhm.
vetted in that case.
Yeah.
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 Yikes.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's
Oh,
very concerning, obviously.
that is.
So, on December 23rd, so about 3 weeks later, they are finally arrested in Billings, Montana.
Okay.
So the Billings police, hold on to them, and they go ahead and, send them back over to the Crow
And
tribe
so this
to
is
their
because
court
they're
system.
running from this order, correct? Is
Yes.
that why they were in Billings? Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
So they are arraigned in tribal court on January 11th, and they are both ordered to pay a $500 cash bond. Now, at this point, Millie is missing. They're not talking. The family is looking, desperately to try to find her,
Right, did they
and
go search their house? I mean,
those are things we don't know.
okay.
Part of
I assume the
what we
police did.
don't know,
Well, I don't know,
I'm
because here
sure they
we're
did,
dealing
but
with tribal stuff again, and this is
again, we're
everything's
dealing with
different.
tribal stuff. Uh-huh. And there's just not as much, accessible information, right? So at some point, we will be at the mercy of the family to report on these things if they choose to. But at
Mhm.
this point, of course, they're not saying anything.
Right.
So at any rate, they are at that point, they're charged basically with child endangerment, but yes, released on $500 cash bonds. All right. So that's
Yeah.
where things are. The family is looking desperately for her. There is the remains of a child are found in Oregon, and everyone's just holding their breath, and it turns out to not be her in earlier in January.
Oh, wow.
And it's so like this poor family is just going through unbelievable
Right?
times, right?
Holy hell.
Right.
This is like give you a heart attack and kill you kinda stuff.
Oh, it's so, so terrible. Yeah. So then in February of this year, just a few weeks ago, there is someone who is camping in a place called Garryowen. So
Mm,
Garryowen is a private town right off of the Crow reservation, and it's
okay.
actually where the Battle of Bighorn began.
Oh, okay, okay.
This was the or Battle of Little Bighorn. This was
Seems
Sitting
like
Bull's
we should
camp,
know this considering where we live, but I'm
right?
not
This was
sure I knew
Sitting
that.
Bull's camp, yeah.
Okay.
So now it's this little private town that's mostly just a handful of businesses, the Custer Battlefield Museum, a few things like that.
So like a
Anyway, so
tourist kinda thingy
yeah,
then.
but right there near Garryowen, there was a travel trailer that was abandoned, and someone that was camping came across it and discovered inside of it the remains of Millie.
Oh, shit.
So this was in February.
Okay.
Since
Mm,
then, Rosine and Tirza have been rearrested, and now they're being held on $5,000 cash bonds, so I wasn't clear on whether they've actually been released again or not. This time, they've also been charged with custodial interference charges, and so far, that's all they've been charged with.
Custodial interference? How do you
Yeah.
figure that? If the child was given to them with some kind of guardianship something,
Mhm.
this is a whole lot more than custodial interference.
Right. Right, without a doubt. So,
Huh.
that's literally all we know.
Wow.
And so, obviously, this is going to wind its way through the court, and we'll see,
Is there any
you know.
information on Millie's body as far as, like, how long she was dead? If
Nothing.
nothing's been said. Active case, so probably
Nothing.
not, huh?
Active case, yep.
Mhm.
Now, the pictures we're showing of her, she looks very young, and
Yeah.
one thing that I
Oh, I think you might have muted yourself because I can't hear
oh,
you.
yep, I did.
You're wearing
That
that
she's
headset. I know.
I'm wearing that this
I know
headset is
about those
easy to
headsets.
mute, yep. That she was extremely small for her age, but the
Mhm.
only pictures we really have are ones really, that the family has. These are ones from Kama when she was younger. I believe this, we don't know. We think this picture was around 6, but at any rate, because the family's had practically no contact with her since 2017.
Uh,
So it's been 4 years since
yeah.
they've really had much contact with this little at all.
Mm.
So that is literally it. That's all we know at this point. So what we want to do is create more awareness about her case and create more pressure to find out what happened to her and
Mhm.
to make sure that those are responsible are responsible.
Well, and where are
And
the murder charges? Come on.
prosecuted.
Or at least manslaughter
Yeah,
charges. What the hell? Custodial interference? But I do have to
yeah,
remember, okay, so this case is kind of like the Daybell case. Like they're getting something they can hold them on while they get
yes.
more information because of course
Mhm.
this is Montana.
Yeah.
Their forensics is probably worse than ours in Idaho, frankly. They
Mhm.
probably have less help.
Yep.
And also because we're talking about but her body was not found on a reservation, right?
It was.
It was
It
found on a
was.
reservation. Okay,
Yeah.
so we're talking tribal police, tribal courts,
Yep. Yep.
hopefully FBI helping with the forensics, but we
FBI, yeah, it looks like the FBI is involved. They are the ones that issued a press release, in 2020 on this case.
okay,
So it looks like to some degree the FBI are involved, yes.
good.
But
Okay,
again, this
that's
is
where
a
the
case
forensics
that
will come from
needs
probably.
yes, this is a case that needs a major signal boost
Yeah, for
to
sure.
create lots of awareness, lots of buzz, and that's why we're covering it now.
Right.
We're not gonna read it because that would be not okay to do, but we wanna make sure that we
Mm,
report on it. And again, if you have good info, and you wanna share that with us, we will continue to keep a signal boost on this
mhm.
case. Millie deserves
Yeah,
justice. She
she
deserves
definitely
her
does.
family deserve justice. Her
Yeah,
poor grandmother, I can only imagine, and her mother.
yeah,
I can only imagine how heartbroken her family is. This is just the worst case scenario ever.
it
It's
is.
just horrifying,
If you want to
horrifying.
tell us something that you know, go to
Mhm.
truecrimeparanormalpodcast.com. And there is a little form you fill out at the bottom of the page that says it's a case suggestion, but you can just already say it's this case and tell us things if there are things you would like us to know.
Yep,
And we will
yep.
start a playlist for this case and we will give updates and, we may give other full episodes if there's more information that comes.
Yeah. Now, I will say I ran, background checks on the aunts. There's
Hmm.
very little about either one of them,
Okay.
and partly that's because, they have, it looks like probably lived mostly on a reservation and, that's just that would be all we would know.
Right.
So, there's not a lot to report. I did both of their Facebook pages are open, and so I did scroll through their Facebook pages, to try to get a bit of a feel for them. There's just not a lot to say. And so, and again, this is a big assumption, right? We don't know that they hurt this baby. We don't know that. We do know
Right.
that they didn't protect her. We
Right.
do know that they were in
They were
charge of
responsible
her.
for her, and now she's been found dead.
Uh-huh, and we also know that, they didn't report her missing. And
Yeah.
so, like I said, major Vallow vibes here,
Ugh,
and
yikes.
yep, but
Right?
we we will do our best to help be a part of the solution in honoring Millie Old Crow and helping her family in any way that we can in just
Definitely.
providing a signal boost of this case. So keep an
Yeah.
eye on it, watch for it. We will continue to watch for updates, and we'll provide those in our case updates on Wednesday nights, and
Mhm.
hopefully be able to put more cases or more, episodes together about this case as more information becomes available. So
Yeah.
it looks like they are due back in court in April. And so
Okay.
we'll definitely have our eyes wide open on that one and make sure that
For
we keep you
sure.
guys abreast, yeah, of anything we see. So that's pretty much all I have on this case. Is there anything you ask or add?
No, just I'm just glad we're covering it, and we're gonna, keep some attention on it and encourage all of you to keep some attention on it, because this is definitely a great example of these MMIW cases. I mean, even a little child like this
Yes.
can
Yes.
disappear. It's horrifying.
Yes. Now, there actually is a GoFundMe. There's a GoFundMe that is sponsored through the MMIW USA organization,
Okay.
and we're gonna share that link in the YouTube bio or the YouTube description of this,
Mhm.
episode if you are called to contribute. It looks like
And the
they've just
podcast description, yeah.
and the podcast too, yep, and it looks like they've just barely hit their goal, but you know what? I would love for them to have a little extra green to do whatever they need to,
Right.
you know, to
It's gonna
to
take some
help,
money to fight.
yeah, this was a funeral fund, but they might need a little more extra dough than that, right? And
Well,
so, oh,
depending on what happens here, they might need their own attorney to, really to represent her.
yeah, without a doubt. So, we'll put that link up there. If you're so called to contribute to the GoFundMe, please do so. And again, we'll just keep our finger on this case. And yet again, if you have info we don't, or if we have something incorrect, please let us know. We want to
Mhm.
do her justice. We want to make sure that we are doing everything we can to be a part of the solution. So, again, this is our MMIW case for the week. We'll be back with another one next week, obviously. But we'll be back here tonight, Wednesday night, for case updates. And hoy,
Mhm.
the Vallow is the case that keeps on giving.
It is. Well, and I did have a Facebook conversation with Aaliyah Wilson's mom, and she did correct me on a couple of small fit things that we missed, and so I'm gonna be sharing that as well. So it's
Great.
always nice when family will reach out and share things, because when you're getting everything off the internet, it's easy to get something that's wrong. So we
Absolutely.
appreciate
Awesome.
being
Very good.
corrected. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, always. And nicely, we appreciate, but whatever.
Yeah, nice is always nice, because we are doing our
Always
very
nice.
best.
But but if it's not, whatever, we can live with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll have those this evening at 7 p.m. Pacific, or Mountain, sorry, 7 p.m. Mountain on our live stream. And then we'll be back Thursday night at 7 p.m. for the psychic hour. So lots more to come here with us this week. And
Right.
again, we'll just keep our finger on this case and continue to report on it
Yes.
as information comes up and as we just start to work its way through the court system. This could take a while,
Yeah.
I'm
Yep.
sure it will take a while, but we're gonna, keep an eye on it and be there for it and in spirit and make sure that you guys know what's happening. So,
Yeah,
all
definitely.
righty. Well, have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday, guys. Thanks for being here with us. You have been listening to another episode of True Crime Paranormal with the Psychic Sisters. Take care.
Bye, guys.